Hi, I'm Lisa Edelstein from House, and I'm talking to Sky TV Online. There are episodes in which I had far more to do than I've ever had to do before, and then there was episodes where I really didn't have that much to do. I just kind of take it as it comes. It used to make me a little more nervous, like in the first season and into the second, but I feel like Cuddy is a strong presence on the show, and sometimes it serves the storyline and sometimes it doesn't. This year there might have been a little bit of a difference in the Huddy screen time to some people, and introducing kind of what is now referred to as the Luddy story arc, but it doesn't bother me. I think it would be unrealistic to think that Cuddy, who's this really powerful woman, is just going to continuously wait and wait and wait and wait. And I think it makes her more interesting and her life more layered when she actually just goes out to get some. He is young, he's energetic, he has sex with her, he helps her take care of the baby, he helps her organize her life, and he's consistent. Those things are really nice to have in your life. I don't know that she will ever really be in love with Lucas. I think that what she has with House is much deeper. But I do think that she needed to try, just to try and get something that on paper made a lot more sense. And so I applaud her for doing that, but I don't want her to get too carried away. Sometimes I hear that people think that Cuddy's changed over the years, but characters don't actually change on television. They reveal themselves. You can't change character because then you change the show. So instead, you can get to know them better and better and better. So I think in terms of how Cuddy was used in storylines in the beginning of the series, 6 years ago, she really served the purpose of blocking House from doing certain things with the occasional witty back and forth or flirtation. But eventually you have to fill in a character's life, and or the audience would be dissatisfied. You can't just keep it at that same exact level. I think she's as tough as she always was, but she now has a child, which makes her, in a way, have to be even tougher. But you also see her vulnerability because she has less time, less tolerance. You know, House is low tolerance because he's in an enormous amount of pain. And now Cuddy her tolerance is getting lower because she doesn't have the energy. I really don't try and pretend to control the writer's room. But there are, subject matters that I've suggested, like the fact that I thought Cuddy should be an endocrinologist, which might tie into her inability to have a child. Things that might be interesting to a character her age in her position. And that was a long ago suggestion, and that became part of the tapestry of the show. Things like that. But I really trust David Shore. There's always moments where you have to say something that you hate saying. However, it's not a show called Cuddy, so a lot of times those moments have to do with pushing a storyline forward that needs to be pushed forward. But the longer we've been at the show, we can say, you know what, this doesn't seem right. Can we talk about it? And we will talk about it. And sometimes I'll win the argument, and sometimes I'll concede to what they're saying, and it's always a happy ending. It's just you have to work through it. You have to work through it sometimes. In the 5 to 9 episode, which was the big Cuddy episode, the Cuddy extravaganza, I had to do a shower scene, and all I was wearing in the shower was this tiny little skin tone G-string. The thing was, it was meant to be a steam shower where I wipe away the steam to see what time it is, but they built a shower on this set that had no top. So the steam would not stay in the shower, and I wouldn't take my robe off while the steam was not filling the shower, because then I would literally be naked, completely naked, except for the skin tone little piece of fabric, and it was very uncomfortable. Anyway, we couldn't shoot it that day. We had to literally shoot it the next day so they could figure out how to put a roof on the shower, and we got it down. And even then, these guys in the crew that I've been working with for 6 years, I made an announcement right before we shot it. I was like, okay, everyone, I'm about to take my robe off. This is very uncomfortable. I've known you for a long time, and you've actually never seen me like this. So my breasts are going to come out, and I'm uncomfortable. So the cameraman said, well, none of us are going to look, everyone's just going to do their job. We're only going to see what's in the frame. And as far as I know, that's what they did. And if anybody had to sneak a peek, then I've done them a service. There was some confusion about whether or not I was planning on leaving the show. I have no plans on leaving the show. I love being on House. I think the confusion started when I was asked what I would do after House. And I said something about, after, 7 years of a show is a great run, because 7 years is actually what they own me for. But I wasn't insinuating that I would leave if they did an eighth. If they want me around, I'll be around. I love being on this show. I love working with who I'm working with. I'm personally not making that choice, and I hope it's not made for me either. I like being part of it.